So it's the fall TV season, which means that they throw a lot of new shows at us. A lot of them are bad. A lot of them are good or at least decent. Uh, there's still some shows yet to premiere later in the year, like Dracula's still coming up, and I still need to see the Tomorrow People on the CW. Uh, maybe I'll watch some of that other stuff on the CW. I'm not a big CW person, so besides Arrow, but I'll get to that when I talk about my favorite returning TV shows. But as for now, let's talk about my favorite and least favorite of the new shows that are here. Side note, with the summer, I think there's two shows that really stood out, and the worst one being Low Winter Sun on AMC, trying to recapture what Breaking Bad did, but didn't at all. And then Under the Dome, which is really good. Siberia was kind of confusing. That was another new show from the summer. All I can think of right now, but let's focus on the fall. And let's start things off negatively and talk about the five worst shows, in my opinion. Not all of them are bad, but I had a lot of those middle shows there that was like, okay, these ones are okay. So I moved some to the worst and some to the best. But yeah, so the bottom five shows. Uh, let's start with the fifth one. This is the fifth worst show of the new fall season. New show. Uh, and it is MasterChef Juniors. Uh, yes, I'm counting this as a new show because it's still MasterChef, but now they're using little kids instead. Uh, I like reality shows personally. I like The Voice and X Factor and regular MasterChef. But with this MasterChef, they can't really, be mean to the kids. I mean, they're all under 14, I think. So you miss some of that aspect of it. I mean, they're a lot nicer. The Gordon Ramsay's is a lot nicer on MasterChef than he is on Hell's Kitchen, anyways. But still, I don't know. Just without being able to really say what's wrong with the kids' dish in a mean way, it's still okay, but it's just not the same as a regular MasterChef. Uh, at four, we have Dads, which it still gets some laughs, but it's like very generic comedy. It's pushing the envelope only for the sake of pushing the envelope sometimes. Unlike with Seth MacFarlane's other shows and Family Guy and stuff, where it pushes the envelope, but it's also funny while doing it. This one, it's getting the laughs by pushing the envelope just because that's what it's doing. Not a lot stored to it. It's generic, still funny, but the only reason really to watch it is because Brooklyn Nine-Nine's on after it, which is a good show. Next up, we have We Are Men. Uh, the way this show is scheduled, I don't even know if it's still around. It was on 2 weeks ago, and then it was on last week, and that wasn't on this week. I don't know if it's on next week. This one has like four bachelors that all have failed marriages. And with a good, funny cast like this, you think it'd be good. I just don't really see the purpose of it. You have the guy that played Kumar, and he's in it, and he has some funny moments. Then you got the guy from Monk, he's in it, he's got some funny moments. Jerry O'Connell's in it, he has some funny moments, but overall, I don't see the point in this show. I think it will be canceled. I just don't really see the point in it. If it sticks around, maybe we'll pick up some steam, but as of now, it's not a good show. Then at number two, we have The Millers, another comedy, if you realize comedies just aren't, the new comedies that they throw at us in the fall, a lot of them are garbage, and the good ones stick out. And The Millers is not one of the good ones. It's sticking out for the wrong reasons. Will Arnett's in it, so you think it's going to be good. It's not. Then last time we got Sean Saves the World. The way they kept promoting this one, I was like, okay, this might be good. Guy from Will and Grace in it. Good story. And I was wrong. I only saw one episode. I really just can't force myself to tune in for a second one. Least favorite show, new show that I've seen so far. Though not as bad as Low Winter Sun. Don't know what to take from that, but it's the truth. So those are my bottom five shows. And now let's get to the top 10 shows of the new season. Again, excluding shows that premiered later, like the new Dracula that I'm excited for, and I haven't seen the Tomorrow People yet, or the originals or anything like that. So out of the shows I've seen, my top 5 for the fall season, the top 10 for the fall season. Uh, at number 10, we have The Crazy Ones. This is that new Robin Williams comedy. And I probably like this more than some of the other comedies in this top 10. But I can see if you don't like Robin Williams comedy, it's not going to be a good show for you. But I like Robin Williams. I think he's good in the show. I'm hoping that they can do something more besides just rely on Robin Williams. If they do, then this show can become a lot funnier. As of now, Robin Williams is doing a good job. I like the show. Check it out, especially if you like Robin Williams comedy. Uh, at number 9, another one based solely on the actor is the Michael J. Fox show. Uh, I personally don't think this is as funny as the Crazy Ones, but it's Michael J. Fox back on TV. How can you not love that? He's playing a newscaster who's returning, and he's famous in this city. So he's playing himself if he was a newscaster, basically. They focus a lot more on his family, and I don't care enough about his family yet to find some of this stuff funny. But it's got some potential. We'll see where this show goes, and hoping Michael J. Fox continues to be an actor this late in his career and overcome that disease. Good job, Michael J. Fox. Get back to the future soon. See, get it? Because never mind. Number 8, we have Moms, another comedy. This one I enjoy. It's on CBS. It's the 9:30 CBS show. In case you know, CBS on Mondays has 2 hours full of comedies, and I don't know, it's pretty good. It's in the spirit of that Two and a Half Men kind of. It's like Two and a Half Men, except it's Two and a Half Women, basically. It has it's like drug addict, used to be drug addict and alcoholic mom, and her mother used to be a drug alcoholic and stuff. And then you have the daughter who's now pregnant and is following kinda in her mother's footsteps, and it has some comedy and stuff, some weird situations. It has a lot of potential. We'll see where it goes from here, but I'm enjoying it so far. At number 7, we have Welcome to the Family, another comedy. Like I said, a lot of these comedies were like middle layer, and I just threw some up, threw some down. But Welcome to the Family has the guy from Desperate Housewives and the guy from Yes Dear in it, and they're from 2 different cultures. One's a white middle class family, and one's a lower class Latino family. And the one son from the Latino family is really smart, going places. The daughter from the middle class family isn't. They love each other. Girl gets pregnant. Families has to live together. Don't get along. Basic concept, but I only saw 1 episode so far. But I loved it. Really funny. Definitely worth the watch, especially if you like Yes Dear. I think he brings a lot of that comedy from there. I don't know, it's good so far. That's all I can say. Next up at number 6, this is where my top list would really start if I wasn't throwing the comedies around, and we have Sleepy Hollow. I really enjoy Sleepy Hollow so far. It's a lot more supernatural than I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be more about, this time-traveling guy from the past and the present, but there's a lot of witches, ghosts. It's a lot more supernatural, and for me that's kind of a takeaway since I wasn't expecting that, but it was still good. Definitely worth a watch if you like the kind of supernaturally shows. I'm surprised it got picked up for season 2 like that, but I'm glad it did, because then I know that I'm sticking with this show, and it's going to last at least 2 seasons. It has the guy that plays Poe from Falling Skies, and Falling Skies is a show that I love on TNT about aliens. And he does a good job as Ichabod Crane here, and he's really the driving force behind this show. But the female lead is also good and a reason to watch. But if you like the Poe character from Falling Skies, you'll like what he does with Ichabod Crane. Good show, definitely worth a watch. On Mondays at 9, but they always have a replay on Fridays if you can't catch the Monday showing. Especially if you're watching Monday Night Football! Okay. Number 5, we have Hostages. Now this show, the first episode, I was like, okay, this is really good, but where are they going to take it from here? And the second show, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. Where are they going to take it from here? The third show, okay, pretty good. Take it from here. Uh, I I'm just giving up, and I'm just going to see where they take this show. Uh, the main hostage guy, who's doing the hostages, is the driving force behind the show. He's really cool. He's wanting to get the president killed to help out his wife with cancer and such. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background we don't know yet. That mystery has really kept me excited. All the different family members have their own problems. Like the son's a drug dealer, the husband's cheating, and they have to keep that all up while being saved from the president. The only problem I have with this show is that in the first episode, the wife decides not to kill the president, where it just would have been so much easier and would be done with if she just did it. And instead, she's like, "Oh, you can't mess with me," or whatever she said. I don't remember the exact words, but it's like, "You're an idiot. Just these guys have your family captured. Someone's gonna pay. Why didn't you just do it?" That's just my opinion. But obviously, they had to keep the show going. So we'll see where it goes from here. I'll be really, really confused as to what they do for next season. Maybe it's a whole new story or something. Kind of like what they do with American Horror Story, where it's same kind of feel to it, but different in every way. I don't know. It's worth a watch, but this is one that you should probably watch from the first episode instead of just jumping in now. Okay. At number 4, we have Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. Now, I was watching this show with my family, and they weren't that big on the show, but I loved the first episode. The problem is I've only seen one episode, so I can't put it up higher. But this is more magical than Once Upon a Time has been, though this season Once Upon a Time has been a lot more magic themed since they are in Neverland. Spoiler alerts. I like it. It's different. The Knave of Hearts, I think, is a really cool character in the way that they're blending in Wonderland with the story of Agrabah and such. I don't know. If you like Once Upon a Time, definitely check this out. If you like Wonderland, check this out. And if you like the guy that played Saeed from Lost, he plays Jafar in this, and I think that's really cool. Really excited to see what happens Thursday. My opinion could change if it's a bad episode. But from the first episode, I think it deserves a spot in my top 5. Okay, at number 3, we have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, first episode, we start off, and it's like, okay, you have to get the team together and establish them. So, the action was and the character build-up was but you had Coulson there, and I don't know, Coulson saved the show that first episode. Then we have episode 2. We have a lot of character building. So episode 2 was my favorite episode of the 3 episodes so far, and I started to care about these characters. And then at the end of episode 2, Nick Fury shows up, and it's like, that's cool. They didn't promote that at all or anything. It was just, didn't see it coming, and I thought that was really cool. Maybe they'll do that with other Avengers. Just throw them at the end and not advertise it at all. Just have Robert Downey Jr. show up in the middle of an episode or something. That'd be really neat, especially the fact that they're not relying on that to promote the show. And the third episode was somewhere in the middle of those two. I cared about these characters in this one, so there was some character building, but not as much the second episode. But I cared about them more, so what was going on was happening was cool. And this was kind of a villain origin story as well, which this guy could pop up later in the movies or later in the show. Either way, I think it's cool that they're allowing it to introduce different elements of the Marvel Universe. I just heard today that they're planning 4 more shows and a miniseries set in the Marvel Universe, which is interesting. Especially if these all connect to the Marvel Universe. That means that my TV is going to be filled with different Marvel stuff. I like how it is right now. There's only Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Maybe with the next phase of movies, then you start adding more of these. But I know one's supposed to be about Agent Carter, which would be a period piece, so it wouldn't connect with Shield at all, which would be cool. And then especially with this miniseries, if they do that on like Blade or The Punisher or something and release it on Netflix or something like that all at once, that'd be really cool because then they could get some R-rated violence without having to make a full movie, which would get a low turnout, or a PG-13 movie, which wouldn't be as good. That being said, I did enjoy the Blade movies that were made in the past. Wesley Snipes was really cool in that. I'm getting off on a tangent here. Let's get back to the TV show. At number 2, we have my favorite comedy, which should definitely be renewed, and this is just a good show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine with Andy Samberg. At first, I was like, this isn't going to be that great, and then I watched the first episode, and it was really funny. Watched the second episode, even funnier. Third episode, really funny. It's a good show, especially if you like Andy Samberg. Worth a watch. A lot of laughs. It's like The Office set in a cop precinct. I can't give it any higher praise. It's really good. Almost the top show for the fall. But that spot is taken by The Blacklist. Simply because that actor is just amazing. He can pull off these strange characters. There's secrets to his character. There's secrets to all the characters that I like. The Villain a Week format is working really good for this because they're like, oh, we're not going to listen to you to solve this. And he's like, okay, just breaks out and fixes the stuff himself. Really cool, definitely worth a watch. Already been picked up for the full season, which is good. On Mondays at 10 on NBC, definitely go check it out. Good show. Check out all these top 10s, even some of the bottom 10s. People have different tastes. But yeah, those are my bottom and top shows of the fall. What are your top shows or bottom shows, least favorite? Let me know below. Like this, share with your friends, subscribe for more content. I'll have more videos up this entire week. On Friday, I'll have my favorite and least favorite returning shows of the fall. And check out all my other videos. All right, see ya. Do 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 do. Subscribe.